All right, let's talk about the Green Bay Packers coming off a few short days ago, a dominating primetime performance, heading into another primetime performance in this upcoming week's game. Look, this Packers team is clicking on all cylinders. They're looking really good, both sides of the football, peaking at the right time. But there's some other news that has come out recently highlighting a really smart move the Packers made. They aren't getting enough credit for this one, but it has paid massive dividends. Great news out of Green Bay. I'm Nick, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, so the Green Bay Packers, going back to last season, obviously made a run to the playoffs, won the wild card round, gave the 49ers a really good show. And heading into 2024, there was this big theme that this Packers team was going to take a next step. They basically had the team in place. But the Packers did a few interesting things in the offseason. They moved off of some veteran players, added in some young guys. That's very risky. Sometimes teams take a step back when that happens. Well, if you look at one move in particular, moving off of linebacker Devondre Campbell and bringing in Edrin Cooper, they look like absolutely geniuses right now. Obviously, Campbell has been suspended by the 49ers. Total disaster for him and that team. We got a report on that. Let's pull it up, courtesy of NBC Sports. The 49ers have suspended linebacker Devondre Campbell for the rest of the season after he refused to play on Thursday night. And Coach Kyle Shanahan is acknowledging that in hindsight, he wishes he'd never brought Campbell to San Francisco in the first place. Playing for the Packers last year, Campbell seemed disgruntled, and when Green Bay cut him this offseason, he badmouthed the team. Shanahan was asked today if the 49ers thought about those issues before signing him. Yeah, of course, Shanahan answered. We all look into that. It was tough losing Dre, talking about Greenlaw. We knew we were going to need a starting caliber linebacker. We had two guys that we thought we had committed that we lost in free agency. Then another guy got cut after that and became available. Again, this speaks to the different mentality between the Packers and the 49ers. The 49ers, desperate, right? We need a veteran. We're in win now mode. Need a veteran. Doesn't matter if he has issues. Need a veteran. Go get him. Packers, we know we've got a good team. We just need good football players. Let's not focus too much on having a veteran today. If he's not a good fit, if he has issues, Campbell obviously does, let him go. Bring in a young guy. We'll work through some early lumps as the young guy learns to play, but in the long run, we'll be successful. Long-term thinking works. We saw it with Jordan Love. This latest move with what they did at linebacker with Campbell and Cooper is just another example of how the Packers operate. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on all of this. But first, Green Bay fans in the comment section below, obviously, primetime matchup against the New Orleans Saints. Kind of a frisky team. They've had injuries at the quarterback position, but they still have some talent. Could go a few different ways. Let us know what you think the final score will be between the Packers and the New Orleans Saints. Prediction, put it in the comment section below. Mize, what are your thoughts on all things Packers, specifically everything to do with this Campbell, Edrin Cooper decision?
Yeah, Nick, I think it's a very interesting situation that the Packers got put into. I think this offseason, when they cut Campbell, they move off of him. A lot of Packers fans may have been of the mentality, hey, this is a guy who played really, really good football for us 2 years ago in 2022, and then again in 2021, having two of the highest, they bring him in from Arizona, is two of his highest record years. His 85 overall grade in 2021, 75.6 overall grade in 2022. He doesn't necessarily have a bad year, but he has a down year in 2023, 65 overall grade there. So they're thinking, hey, this guy's played really good, maybe down year. Why are we moving off of him? Obviously, there's some underlying, character issues with Campbell on the Packers. They decide to move off of him. And that in itself, I think, is a really, really good move. I think they decided to move off of him. Now we're seeing the debacle over in San Francisco, what he's done for them. Obviously, he's quitting on the team, doesn't really want to be there. So you say lost his love for football. Good decision by the Packers. That's decision number one. But decision number two is to go out and say, hey, we're going to trust a rookie. We're going to bring in a young guy like Edrin Cooper and just let him see what he can do. We don't need to go out and, grab some veterans off the street. We can work with what we got, bring in a young guy like Edrin Cooper and see if that works. Now, you look at what I bring up here, you see his PFF grades. This guy's doing fantastic. 77 overall grade for PFF. Done really great in the pass rush, done really great in coverage. This guy's doing really, really great. So not only did the Packers decide to move off a Campbell or a Devondre Campbell when they saw the decline, they saw the moral character issues in him. They also trusted a rookie, something that they have seen to do time and time again. You brought it up, Jordan Love. We've seen all of these young players on the Packers. They trust their young guys and they can spot talent. Recently, we've seen a lot of really good stuff out of the Packers. Young receiving core. All these guys are super young. Just they can spot the young talent and know who's going to succeed in their program. We're seeing this right now with the move off of Campbell onto Edrin Cooper. I just think that they are due their flowers. Not many people are talking about this move. It's kind of a non-issue. People are saying, "Oh, Edrin Cooper's great," but people aren't seeing that the Packers decided to move off of a veteran player who had two of his best years in Green Bay to do it, and it really paid off for them big time.
Yeah, it was definitely sort of an underrated, aggressive move if you think about it, right? If you just take the names and everything we know now, just put it aside. They cut a linebacker who had started 40 games for them, had been named first team All Pro with you, had started 2 playoff games with you, and all issues he did have, he had with defensive coordinator Joe Barry, who was reportedly terrible at his job and then got fired. And then, despite all that, you said, no, we are going to cut that guy and bring in a rookie to replace him and ease that rookie into it, right? If you just take all that and just forget the names, you would say, look, that's a really bold move. That's a really aggressive move. But that's what the Packers do, right? They obviously had Aaron Rodgers. They were in the middle of a title window. They went out and got Jordan Love and were patient and developed him. We see the same strategy. The Packers are one of these few teams that are always focused on the long game. But the weird, ironic twist of it is because they're always focused on the long game, they're also good in the short term. So think about it like this, right? If you're focused on the long game in 2020, let's say, and then 2024 you'll be good, right? 4 years from the future, the long game. But if you're also focused on the long game in 2021, you'll be good in 2025 and 2022 to 2026 and so on. So basically, if you're consistent and always focused on the long game, your long game investments will always pay off from 4 years ago this year. And so if you always keep that mentality, the results will always come in. And we're seeing that from Edrin Cooper. Again, they kind of eased him into playing time. He averaged the high teens in terms of snaps his first few games. Over his last 3 appearances, he's averaged about 40 snaps per game. So they've been patient with him. He's slowly getting more and more playing time and playing better and better. Again, is he as good as Campbell was when Campbell was a first team All Pro? No, not yet, but he's trending in the right direction. Again, bold, aggressive move by Green Bay, focusing on the long term. And like what always happens, it's like with investing, right? Warren Buffett's the greatest investor of all time. All he does is long-term investing, and he's worth tens of billions of dollars. Incredible job by him. The legend of investing, the Oracle of Omaha. He's never focused on short term, just long term. The Green Bay Packers are exactly the same. They focus on the long term, and lo and behold, the results always come in. Just another great move here by the Green Bay Packers.